During this session, we are going to be looking at questions where we will be applying our laws of indices. So, for this session, you will have already been exposed to the different laws of indices, and you will have been, have an idea of how to maneuver them. You've seen examples of the different laws, and what we're going to be doing at this session, we will be taking questions and using the laws to solve, to get our answers. And notably, we may even take one question and do it in more than one method using different laws. But the key to it is that we must apply the laws correctly. So, I'm going to put a question on the screen, and the question is going to read, two to the third power multiplied by 3 to the fourth power multiplied by 5 to the fifth power all over 2 to the fifth power multiplied by 3 to the second power multiplied by 5 to the second power. The key to this question is that you group the 2's together, you group the 3's together, you group the 5's together. So how it's going to work, it's going to be 2 to the third power over 2 to the fifth power multiplied by 3 to the fourth power over 3 to the second power multiplied by 5 to the fifth power over 5 to the fifth power over 5 to the second power. Alright, so we apply our laws. What does the law tell us? The law tells us when we divide, we subtract. So a to the m over a to the n is equal to a to the m minus n. So we have 2 to the third power minus 2 to the fifth power. So it's going to be 2 to the third, 2 to the 3 minus 5 multiplied by 3 to the 4 minus 2 multiplied by 5 to the 5 minus 2. So we end up with 2 to the 3 minus 2 is going to leave us with negative 2 multiplied by 3 to the 4 minus 2 leaves us with 3 to the power 2 multiplied by 5 to the 5 minus 2 leaves us with 5 to the power 3. Now we can rewrite this as 2 to the negative 2, 3 to the power 2, 5 to the power 3, or we can state it as, remember, negative power means if it's a negative, it has a negative power in the numerator, it's supposed to be the denominator. So we can restate this as 3 to the power 2, 5 to the power 3 over 2 to the power 2. Alright, remember that move that we're seeing where we moved the 2 to the negative 2 to the denominator comes from the law a to the minus n is equal to 1 over a to the n. So just looking at this piece here, this is the same as saying 1 over 2 to the 2. Alright, so that's how we got our final answer indicated here. Take a moment, look over the steps, we recap it very quickly. Of course, you may see the question looking like this. You may see the question with multiplication signs in between. Alright, means the same thing. Or you may see the question with, instead of multiplication signs, you may see the question instead of multiplication signs, they may actually have dots, meaning the same thing. It means to multiply, the same with dots in between. The dots will be the same as multiply. Alright, so we'll look at another question. Clear the screen. We're going to look at a new question. Let's say we're looking at 2 to the 4th power multiplied by 2 to the 3rd power multiplied by 2 squared over 2 to the 9th power multiplied by 2 4th power. Now, easy way to do this, seeing that all of them have the same base, which is the 2, as you're seeing there, we can group all on top and group all at the bottom. So we could say this could be equal to 2 to the 4th plus 3 plus 2 over 2 to the 9 plus 4. Nothing's wrong with that. The 9 plus the 4, we will get in the numerator part, we will add the 4 plus the 3 plus the 2, which will give me 2 to the power 9. In the denominator part, we can get 2 to the power 9 plus 4, which is going to give me 13. So, going back to the law, we get 2 to the power 9 minus 13, which is going to give me 2 to the power negative 4. Of course, this can be stated as 1 over 2 to the power 4. Now that's one way of working it. Again, let's highlight the laws that we use. The laws that we use, a to the m multiplied by a to the n is equal to a to the m plus n. We also apply the law a to the m divided by a to the n is equal to a to the m minus n. Making sure everyone followed. These are the laws that we apply. We apply the second law coming to the end for this part here to do the calculations at this point. Now, we realize that the a to the m divided by a to the n, which is equal to a to the m minus n, was applied at this point, which is the point that I'm highlighting here. This is where the law was applied. Alright, now we're going to look at another method to do this question. Nothing's wrong with what we did. We're going to clear out some of the information on the screen, and we're going to use another method, and we realize that we're going to get the same answer. So I'm just going to take this off, because we already know the law, so we need the space. So we're taking that off and doing the same question, but the approach we're going to take is going to be slightly different. We have 2 to the 4th power multiplied by 2 to the 3rd power by 2 squared over 2 to the 9th power by 2 to the 4th power. We look at the question and we realize that we have something in the numerator and the denominator, the same 2 to the 4th power. So quickly I eliminate this numerator. So my question now becomes 2 to the 3rd power multiplied by 2 squared over 2 to the power 9. It means I have 2 to the 3 plus 2 in the numerator, which gives me 2 to the power 5, and in my denominator I have 2 to the power 9. So what I have is 2 to the power 5 minus 9, which gives me 2 to the power negative 4 again, which is equal to 1 over 2 to the power 4. So you saw another approach to the question, and again you notice that our answer will also be the same thing. Another approach, again, but we did the key to it is that to apply the law correctly and you'll come back to the same answer. Now, as we're talking about the answer, it should be noted that 1 over 2 to the power 4, we already know is the same as 2 to the power negative 4. Right? It's also the same as 1 over 16, or could be stated as, which most people might not do, 16 to the power negative 1. These 4 answers are all the same, just different ways of expressing the answer. So I give you a moment to look over what was done, but basically we only applied 2 laws here, alright, except for when we were changing the answers, expressing the answers differently. But we only applied 2 laws, and 2 laws were a to the power m multiplied by a to the power n equals a to the power m plus n, and the other law that we applied was a to the power m minus n, which came from a to the power m divided by a to the power n. Note you need to know the laws on both sides. So those are the only laws we applied in really working the question, but again, you have to apply them correctly. So I'm going to clear the screen and look at another question. I'm going to look at a question where we have all the laws combined. Try to combine as many as possible and see if we can follow the steps to come into our answer. So let's look at 2 multiplied by 3 to the power 2 squared multiplied by 5 to the power 2 over 2 to the power minus 2 in the denominator multiplied by 3 to the power 3 in the denominator and 5 to the power 2. Now the first step I would do is remove that 3 to the power 2 squared and state it without the brackets. So I rewrite the question and it becomes 2 multiplied by 3 to the power 4. How we got the 4? Remember the law. A to the m brackets by n is equal to a to the power m multiplied by n. So we got a to the power 2 by 2 is going to give us a to the power 2 multiplied by 2, which is going to give us a to the power 4. So in this case we had 3 to the power 2 multiplied by 2, which will give us 3 to the power 4. So we go back to the question again. We have 5 to the power 2 over 2 to the power minus 2 in the denominator by 3 to the power 3 in the denominator by 5 to the power 2. So we group our 2's, our 3's, our 5's. So we get 2 to the power 1, the 1 is understood, over 2 to the power minus 2 multiplied by, put multiplication sign, 3 to the power 4 over 3 to the power 3 multiplied by 5 to the power 2 over 5 to the power 2. If I go strictly using my laws of indices, this is the same as saying 2 to the power 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 2. Why? Because if it's negative in the denominator, it's supposed to be positive in the numerator. Or in other words, what I'm looking at doing is inverting, and that's what I did. Next thing, the other part becomes 3 to the power 4 minus 3, and the next part becomes 5 to the power 2 minus 2. So the first part becomes, so we're circling red, which came out of this region here. Becomes 2 to the power 1 plus 2, which gives me 2 to the power 3. Next piece becomes 3 to the power 4 minus 3, which is 3 to the power 1. So I'm left with 3. After the last part, 5 to the power 2 minus 2 gives me 5 to the power 0, which is equal to 1. So, remember the law, 5 to any number to the power 0 is equal to 1. So, answer becomes 2 to the power 3 by 3. 2 to the power 3 is equal to 2 by 2, 4 by 2, 8. 8 multiplied by 3 which gives us 24. Alright, so take a look at the question, because we're going to do it again in a different way, and try some of the other laws, or other applications that we could use. So take a look at the question. So the answer we end off with is 24. Because we left our answers 2 to the power 3 multiplied by 3. That is wrong with that. So we're going to try the same question using a different method. So I'm going to take off some of the information that we have and clear all some of the screens so we have area to work with. Take it off. Let's say we're using another method. Let's say, just so we had learned the laws, let's say we apply the laws. We don't really go into applying the laws, we just break down our understanding of what the laws really say. So let's look at it from that point. So we have 2, go back to the, start writing everything out. 2 to the power negative 2 in the denominator means that it becomes 2 multiplied by 2 to the power 2 in the numerator. So this becomes 2 multiplied by 2 squared in the numerator. Alright. The 3 to the 4th power by over 3 to the 3rd power, that becomes, and you work it out, 3 to the 4th power is 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. So 3 to the power 3 to the 4th power is 3 multiplied by 3. Multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. Okay, all this is over 3 to the 3rd power, so that's 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, and we can eliminate numerator and denominator like what we did before, and we eliminate numerator and denominator, and we get cancel, cancel, cancel. So this whole thing here becomes, works out to be 3 by itself. The part before works out to be 2 to the 3rd power, and the 5 to the power 2 over 5 to the power 2, they just cancel each other out. Cancel, numerator, denominator. So we know in the end that our answer is going to be 2 to the 3rd power multiplied by 3. So 2 to the 3rd power is going to give us 8 multiplied by 3, which is equal to 24. So you see, we have taken a different approach to working the question, and we still end off with the same answer.